Welcome to another Telltale Books video. I'm Greg, and this video is going to continue my James Tiptree Jr. series with the 13th story in my bibliography of the works of James Tiptree in order of publication. It is titled Last Night and Every Night. Last Night and Every Night was published in September of 1970 in a very short-lived magazine titled Worlds of Fantasy. This was only its second issue. And the story it's a little different. It's a fantasy story, and it's not that Tiptree did not ever write fantasy. She wrote a lot of fantasy through the years, but I am still a lot more familiar with the science fiction of James Tiptree, or Alice Sheldon, as she really is. When I come across a Tiptree fantasy, it's a little different, and this is a story that I've never read before. So it definitely was a bit of a surprise. It's a very short story, almost short enough to be called flash fiction. I don't think quite that short, but still very short. I don't have a copy of Worlds of Fantasy. I don't have any copies of that magazine, though they are available. And you can get a free PDF of Worlds of Fantasy #2 if you search online. I have the story I have the paperback edition of Crown of Stars. It's a collection put out by Tor Books in the 90s. 1988 was the hardcover edition. The paperback mass market came out October of 1990, and that's what this is. Don't love the cover. It's okay, but could be more interesting. It's just a kind of a poorly rendered moon with some nebulous stuff around it and a type treatment. Not much of a cover. Anyway, Last Night and Every Night, what's it about? You're following a man as he's walking down the street, and he's coming upon this young woman who's dressed in like night clothes, but she's out on the street and she's looking kind of sad. And he starts sweet talking to her like he's picking her up. And so you right away get the impression this guy is some kind of creep gonna rape her or something. You really get that vibe from the way Tiptree writes this, that this guy's up to no good here. And it's true, he is up to no good. And he keeps talking to her and talking to her to make her feel good, and keeps getting her to come with him, and he takes her to an apartment where there are people waiting. I got to stop there because I don't want to spoil this. It has a twist ending. It's almost like a twisted Twilight Zone episode. It's a little more adult than what Twilight Zone would have actually done. But it is a pretty cool story. I liked it a lot. Like I say, I can't say more about the synopsis except to say that it has a surprise waiting for you that I think you'll like and enjoy. And I think this is an enjoyable story. Do I think it's great? No, it's not going to get a top tail, but I do recommend it because it is good. Especially if you like Tiptree. This is a good Tiptree story. And I just really love what Tiptree did with that, setting up this expectation that this girl is going to get raped. You really do. And she does a very good job of building that character into the guy. It's an excellent story, I think. But like I say, there's not a whole lot more I can say about it without just ruining it for you. You got to read it and enjoy it yourself. Crown of Stars. It's available. I just ordered online from a used source the hardcover of Crown of Stars because I like hardcover books better. So, hey, my paperback's probably going on my Pango bookstore. As soon as I get the hardcover, if the hardcover's in really great shape, like they say it is, I'll put my paperback up for sale. And so you'll be able to get, um, I have not read this. I read the story in the free PDF of Worlds of Fantasy. I have not cracked the spine on this. This is an unread paperback, okay? Um, so watch for it on my Pango bookstore. And it's got a lot of other great Tiptree stories too, by way of trying to sell you. Sorry. Yankee Doodle is in here. That's a good late story. Late night and every night. The Earth doth like a snake renew. Our resident gin. All this in heaven too. These are really good stories, and it's a sizable volume. So, um, some excellent Tiptree stories in that book. And that's all I'm going to say about it. The next Tiptree that I'll be covering is the man Doors said hello to, which is another one that was in Worlds of Fantasy. So it's another fantasy story, 2 in a row. So come on back and join me for that. If you read Last Night and Every Night, tell me what you thought. Tell me your take on it. Please don't spoil it for everybody else, but otherwise, just tell me how much you like that story and whether you think Tiptree did a good job with it in the comments of the video for everybody to enjoy. And come on back for The Man Doors Said Hello To, and all the rest of the Tiptree and all the other authors that I'm talking about here in Telltale. And we're doing topic videos, and we're going to talk about science fiction illustration. So keep coming back for these, and in the meantime, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you in the next video.